Hey team, how we doing tonight? Coach Dana Cavalea checking in with you here. Super excited to come on and say hello. Had a busy day today working with a bunch of professional teams and keeping them excited and keeping them hungry. It's always a lot of fun to do that, jumping on the Zoom, and Zoom allows us to do some pretty cool things. So thank you for coming on tonight. I'm just getting everything settled here, but I did want to talk to you about these statements. I've been talking about them today quite a bit, and these are these I am statements, and I find it so easy to get yourself in a situation, right? A situation of thinking you are a certain way, but it's a certain way that's not your best way. Like, hey, I am not healthy, or I am overweight, and we sort of imprison ourselves to this thought process that is really made up by us. And over time, we actually start to believe these statements or sayings that we have on a day-to-day basis, and sometimes we're not even aware of what it is that we're saying. And we have to be really aware of what we're saying in order to course correct. So let's use the example of it's been 10 years maybe since the last time you engaged in a training program where you've gotten yourself in good physical shape. It's been 10 years, right? That's a good amount of time since you've invested in yourself. But that doesn't mean that you can't start now. But what has to happen is you got to change the dialogue, change the narrative, change your storyline starting today. And when you do that, you're going to be able to advance yourself towards who it is that you want to be and what it is that you want to become. But if you don't start by changing that storyline, you're going to get yourself in some trouble because you're going to get stuck. And I meet a lot of people today. I coach a lot of people that say, hey, I'm stuck. I can't get going. It's been too long. And the issue is that they simply see themselves as the main character in this made-up story that they created. So my whole objective is to help people help you break out of your story and start to create a new story for yourself. So how do you do that? I wrote about it today in my blog, and it said, use I am statements in order to move you forward. So if you've been dealing with stress, you've been dealing with anxiety, you've been dealing with frustration, you've been, maybe dealing with a lack of passion, you could simply start to accelerate yourself by saying, I am X. And the X is what you want to be, right? So if you're somebody that sees yourself as unhealthy, you can say, I am healthy. I am strong. I am confident. And I know this may sound a little bit woo-woo to some people, but these are the conversations that a lot of athletes have on a day-to-day basis with themselves, either prior to competition or while they're in competition. I am statements, right? When you play a sport that's me versus you, like baseball, for example, your confidence will often be what helps you win against the other person when you're in that competition. So I want you to think about that. Think about your life. Ask yourself, hey, where can I be better? Where do I want to be better? I want to be a better leader, right? I am a great leader. And right when you say that, you start to create the connection. I am a great leader, and then your actions have to align from that point forward. But if you don't ever say that and you don't even have that conversation, I am a great leader, you never can be that. So it all starts with the dialogue that you're having on a day-to-day basis. And for many of us, myself included, there's a subconscious dialogue that's often being had that we're not even at times aware of. So what are we telling ourselves through each of these moments throughout the day? When we're working out and we're training, what are we telling ourselves? Either I can, I'm going to, I will, I'm going to complete this, right? Or are we saying, oh my gosh, I'm out of shape. I'm not in good standing here. I don't think I could make it, right? What sort of conversation are you having? And this ultimately, at the end of the day, outside of talent, this is what separates the winners from the losers. This is what separates those that can continue to elevate their game and those who just accept what they are and even those that start to retreat and go backwards. So I want to make sure that the dialogue that you're having with yourself is strong, it's powerful, it's empowering. And I want you to realize that throughout your day, if you're going for a walk, if you're training, if you're cutting vegetables in the kitchen, whatever it may be, you can have this conversation with yourself to keep yourself strong, to keep yourself poised, to keep yourself excited, and to keep yourself ready for what's in front of you, right? Because nothing is easy and nothing's given to you in your life. So you got to be ready to compete. You got to be ready to compete for it. But if you don't see yourself in the right light, you're going to have struggles, right? Like Jeff says, I am a champion. Very inspiring. I am a champion. When I go and speak to companies, from sales teams to executive teams to entire conferences where thousands of people are in the seats, I go through an exercise with them. And it's an exercise called I am a champion. And what they do is they, at the top of their lungs, they say, I am a champion. And it always starts off very calm. I am a champion. And I say, louder, I am a champion. Louder, I am a champion. And it continues to grow. And you could feel the energy change in the room when they're saying this. Because how many of us view ourselves as champions? Maybe when you won a trophy as a kid, you saw yourself as a champion, but how long has it been? And I look at it as my job to help you bring that champion to life. How could I help you bring that champion performer to life? And it always begins with how you see yourself. One of the things that I say too is we all have a champion within us. It's our job to bring that champion to life. And that starts with how you see yourself, and it starts with what you're telling yourself. So how do you see yourself? What are you telling yourself? And I encourage you to do this, right? As you're going through your day, think about, or at least bring an awareness at different points. Ask yourself, what have I been telling myself? What have I been thinking? And if you're not sure, just look at your actions, right? And ask yourself, have I had winning actions or losing actions? Positive actions or negative actions? Do I feel great or do I feel stuck, negative, down, and poor, right? And that will give you an idea as to what you're thinking if you're not able to take a conscious awareness of what you're thinking. It'll also give you insight as to what your subconscious self-talk is and what your thinking is. So, Trayden, thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. So, but every day, I want to empower you and inspire you in a different way than your typical thought leaders or Instagram gurus, right? I want to shoot you straight. I want to talk to you the same way that I talk to my CEOs, the same way I talk to my professional athletes, and the same way I talk to my corporate teams, because it's really important that you get this right. It doesn't have to be a flashy process. It doesn't have to be a sexy process, but you must begin to understand what you're telling yourself in each moment. And I'm telling you, what's great is you could just literally ask yourself, how am I feeling? And if it's not the way you want to feel, you're not feeling the way you want, just realize it's what you're telling yourself. And that could change everything. So today, again, I am. The statement is I am. I am strong. I am powerful. I am wealthy. I am a champion. I am successful. I am a great leader. I'm in great shape. Right? These are things and sayings that you can tell yourself over and over and over again, and you should. Now, not to get too personal here, but it's something that you could do in the shower, right? Every day, I would hope most of us are in that shower. It's when we start our day. It's sort of, when we're our own pilot and we sit in our cockpit and we turn everything on and we start getting ourselves primed and ready for the day, right? This is when it starts to happen, when we're in the shower and we're getting ready for our day. That's a great time for you to start with these I am statements, right? I am going to win today. I'm going to be positive today. I am a champion. And you start building that momentum and you start building that feeling inside of you, and then boom, you're ready to go take the actions to match it, right? So what we tell ourselves and the actions we take determine the outcomes that we get. And we got to remember that, right? As a coach, what am I trying to do? I'm always trying to get you to think about yourself in a very high regard. That doesn't mean lie to yourself, but it does mean encourage yourself, inspire yourself, motivate yourself, and self-coach your way to a victory, right? We're all going to have moments throughout our day and throughout our life where we feel a little bit down. It could last a minute, it could last a day, it could last a week. But the goal is to make it last a very, very short period of time. And we do that by sort of overriding this negative or this blurred thought process with these sort of powerful I am statements. And the better you use them and the more you use them, the better off you're going to be. And what's really cool is to hear the stories of those that use these statements and how their life has turned around no matter what's happened to them. If you've lost your job, right? If you just got out of a long relationship, you can use these I am statements to motivate you, inspire you, and encourage you to take day-to-day action. I did a lot of videos last week that talked about you're in one of two states at all time. You're either contemplating something or you're in a state of action. And action always wins. And contemplation gets you in trouble. Contemplation is sort of a negative state. It's the I hope, I wish, I'd like to, I wonder, and you're in this sort of over-strategized state, and you can't win like that. You can't win when you're in that state of mind, right? So we always got to go from contemplation state to action state. And when we take action, we get answers, and then we're able to move towards where it is that we want to go. But we got to be very aware of what we're telling ourselves and what we're thinking along that journey, Kevin Wilson, right? We always have to be aware of what we're telling ourselves in each and every moment. And I believe that if you have these I am statements and you use them right, I am strong, I'm powerful, I'm successful, I'm a winner, I'm a champion, you will become that over time when paired with the right actions and when you're focused on the right actions that I call power plays, which are your big movers. I do this, I get a positive result. So you got to remember that when you keep all this working together, this is about all of these things working together. A lot of what I discuss, right? It's all your attitude. It's all about what you're telling yourself. It's all about managing emotion. But most importantly, it's about taking action and moving towards the outcomes that you want. And if you put the vision together, right, of what it is you want and where it is you want to go, you got a really good chance of winning, right? Stop listening to yourselves and start talking to yourselves. When you listen to yourself, woof, it's dangerous, right? You want to start talking to yourself like Kevin Wilson just chimed in, right? You got to talk to yourself, motivate yourself, inspire yourself, be positive, and get yourself moving towards the target, which is your destination as to where you want to go and where you are headed. And when you live your life playing offense like that, and moving and making decisions with conviction, you become dangerous. You become a true champion. And that's my goal for you. Somebody said to me one time, "Hey coach, what do you do?" And I say, I build champions. I build champions in sports. I build champions in business, physically and mentally, to help people move along their journey. Now people may say, "Hey coach, don't you ever deal with these things?" And 100% I do. But I learned to coach myself out of these states so I don't stay in them too long. I have a good support system, a good team around me to help me, good coaches that I work with to help move me through my process. And that's what I want for each and every one of you. It's too hard to do it all alone. A great coach can help you change your life. Every night I come on here, or every day I come on here, I try to help you change yours and coach you to bringing out your inner champion. And that's what this is all about. So with tonight's lesson, remember your I am statements. I am strong. I am powerful. I am a champion. I am able to do all things, right? Tell yourself that. And even if you've never done it before, you'll be amazed at how your action starts to align to your I am statements and your outcomes will start to change. So that's my lesson for you. I am statements. Use them. Use them every day. Use them in moments when you feel scared. Use them in moments when you have fear. Use them in moments when you're not that confident. And you will start to see your confidence rise you'll start to see yourself going from a defensive state to an offensive state. But you must use these I am statements to move you through your high performance journey. And I know if you do that, the results are going to be big, and it's going to get you out of your own way. Use your I am statements to move yourself out of your own way. All right? That's my lesson for you tonight. If you guys enjoyed, get on the daily blog I do Monday through Friday, danacavalea.com. And I look forward to coaching you probably tomorrow. All right? Have a great night. Enjoy. And I will see you. Thanks for taking the time.